365 days ago, I said to my wife, Krista, I said, I'm going to go for a walk today and I'm going to shoot a video on my phone and I'm going to email it to my new consulting list, my group of badass businessmen like you. And I turned to Krista and I said, not only am I going to shoot a video today and email it to my list of prospects and future clients and mastermind members, but I'm going to do it every day for an entire calendar year. And you would think that your spouse would turn and roll their eyes, but to her credit, my wife understands that when I set one single goal, when I say that I'm going to do one thing until it's done, my wife does not roll her eyes. She understands that I'm a man who always has a mission. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm an entrepreneur who always has a mission. One thing that's dominating my life. I have one goal at all times. So I decided a year ago today, 12 months ago today, that I was going to serve others. What was the best way for me to build my new company, my badass world building brotherhood? What was the best way? What was the one thing that I could do above everything else that could help the most men like you? My goal, my mission, as you may or may not know, is to help 1 million elite, driven and generous businessmen like you build the world of your dreams over the next decade. So over the next 10 years, I want to help men like you build a world that you never ever have to escape from. I want to help you build the wealth, the marriage, the relationship with your children. I want to help you build a world where you have peak physical health, mental health, and I want to help you build a badass championship world where you're serving others every day. So I asked myself a year ago, what would be the best way? What's the one thing I could do? What's the one goal I could do to help achieve this more than anything else? So I decided that I walk every day for 70, 75 minutes. Why not take my broken iPhone 7 and one of these new gimbal machines, I didn't even know what it was, and walk and talk. And not take notes or not have anything scripted, but just talk from the heart and soul every day. Share with you my wins, my losses, my loneliness, my victories, when I'm feeling good, when I'm not feeling good, and just share my life as a 45 plus entrepreneur, businessman, husband, father, who's had success, but is often struggling in different areas of my life. I have the exact same challenges as the 1 million men that I'm trying to serve. So why not walk and talk and give back every single day? So that became my only goal, my number one goal. When people hear, they say, Michael, what are your goals for a new year, as an example? And when I hear pretenders talk, pretenders always talk about the 5 goals they have. Excuse makers always talk about the 10 goals they have. Chumps always talk about the list of goals they have. As my world builders last year learned, I don't believe in goal setting. I believe in goal getting, which is a completely different mindset and behavior and strategy. A pro sets one goal at a time until it's lifestyle. An amateur has a list. And if you have a list of anything, you have nothing. If you have a list of values, it means you have no values. If you have a list of goals, it means you don't have any goals. If you have a list of priorities, it means you have no priorities. If you ever have more than 1 or 2 things on a list like goals or values or priorities, you have no goals. You have no values. So one of the things that I teach in my world building is exactly what I did over the last year to walk 365 days in a row, but more importantly, to also shoot a video for you every single day. I didn't miss one single day. My family decided this time last year after Christmas, it was near the end of January, we decided with the China virus lockdowns and restrictions and all the nonsense going on here, the closed schools, we decided to execute our plan B. And thanks to my beautiful wife, Krista, we moved to Naples in 21 days. We rented a home for 4 months. My daughter attended a new school. We got out of Canada, and we had the time of our lives living in Southwest Florida. We loved it so much that we bought a home there, and we'll be heading there again this year for a semester of school right after Christmas. So it doesn't matter what was put in front of me last year. I was able to achieve the only goal that I set for myself, which was to walk and shoot a video every single day. So when I tell people that I only have one goal at a time, it baffles them that I don't have a list of 15 goals. But I learned in professional sport, and I learned in amateur sport, and I learned in 31 years in the entrepreneurial trenches that if you have more than one or two goals, you have no goals. So when we won a Barclay Cup, a junior championship, it took me 7 years to win a Barclay Cup championship. But the year we won it 3 years ago, we won it with one goal, one simple goal: win 75 shifts every single game. There's 75 different shifts in every hockey game. Our goal was to win 25, 25, 25. There's 3 periods. There's 25 shifts on average in a period. That was our goal from training camp till the night we lifted the cup. The first time in 24 years that a small community like Perth had won a Barclay Cup championship. How did we do it? One goal, not even two. I never talked about anything else. I was like Coach Saban at Alabama. I never talked about winning the Barclay Cup. I never mentioned winning the Barclay Cup. I never even mentioned winning. What I talked about day after day, week after week, month after month was the same thing: win 75 shifts. After a period would end, I'd walk in the locker room, I'd make some adjustments to the power play, the penalty killing, and then I would always start my meeting, my 4-minute meeting, with the same way I would end it: win 25 shifts. Win 25 shifts. And as the season went along, I used to remind the players, we're only 6,000 shifts from achieving our goal. We're only 4,000 shifts. We're only 2,000 shifts. We're only 1,000 shifts. And I'll never forget, as long as I live, walking in the locker room with 20 minutes to go from a Barclay Cup. We had a 4-1 lead at the end of the second period. We're leading the series 3-1 against the powerhouse Ottawa Canadiens. We weren't supposed to win a game. We're 20 minutes, we're 1 period away from doing the unthinkable and winning the Barclay Cup in Ottawa on their ice. And you could feel the tension. For the first time in the series, I could feel my guys starting to focus on things that didn't matter. In other words, nerves were kicking in. Anxiety was kicking in. And I'll never forget walking into that room, and I didn't talk about anything else. I didn't talk about, systems or discipline or power play or penalty killing. I walked in that locker room and I said, we're 25 shifts away from our ultimate goal. I didn't even name what it was. I said, we're going to break this period into 5 shifts at a time. Win 5 shifts, then win another 5 shifts, win another 5 shifts, win another 5 shifts. At 25 shifts, I want you to look up at the scoreboard and you'll be happy with what's achieved. And I had my assistant coach, Brian Greer, actually count out the shifts in that third period. As soon as the first shift was over, he's like 1, and then he would yell out 2, 1 out 3, and that brought our focus back to the process, not on the outcome. I set process goals. I don't set outcome goals. I don't say, well, I want to lose 25 pounds. I focus on process goals. Well, I'm going to walk for 70 minutes a day. Then I automatically lose the weight. So I focus on process goals. Winning 75 shifts is a process goal. Walking 365 days is a process goal. Shooting 365 straight videos is a process goal. I didn't even talk about it. Like Marc-Andre would let me know throughout the year. He'd say, Coach, you've got 200 more videos to go. And I'd be like, okay. And then a few months later, he'd go, Michael, you have 120 videos left. And I was like, okay. And then he would say, you got 55 videos left, Coach. And then as we got this down, he told me the other day, he goes, Michael, you've got 11 videos left, 11 days of walking, 11 days of videos. And he's been a big part of this because he's the guy behind it who makes this happen. He creates and sends the emails. He uploads these videos. So I owe a lot to Marc-Andre in terms of him. Like, we were joined at the hip on this mission for 365. I could not have accomplished this goal without my business partner, Marc-Andre LeBlanc. He is just as important, if not more important, in this process goal. So this is the only goal I had for this business. Everybody would think, well, Michael, you'd just written a book last year. You've got you're going to build a funnel. Are you going to, how much money, what's your goal for money? You want to make 6 figures, 7 figures. I didn't focus on any of that stuff. I set that one goal of walking every day and shooting a video and sending it to my list. But think about how much that one action affected my entire business. So last year, just after Thanksgiving in November, I started with 0 emails. I had a tiny email list. And now my email list is thousands and thousands and thousands of men like you who bought my book, who subscribed to my newsletter. Some of you are going to be part of my upcoming mastermind. But think about that for a minute. How did I grow that list from just a handful of businessmen to thousands and thousands and thousands of businessmen? I did it one step at a time every single day. Out here in the heat, out here in the bugs, out here in the sun, out here in the snow, out here in the hail. When I had the China virus, when I had a sore ankle, I had some injuries this year from playing hockey and never missed a single day. So I did it literally one step at a time by having one goal, walk and talk each and every day. So what else did it do? Well, my walking and talking, my one goal, having one goal, guess what that did? That sold hundreds and thousands of books. My new book last year came out in January, February. Well, guess what sold my book? Me out here walking and talking. Every single day, I did a video and walked. What did I say at the end of the video? I said, here's my new book. If I didn't say that, I said, subscribe to my newsletter. If I didn't say that, I said, sign up for my mastermind. So I was always pitching and selling something at the end of every single one of these walks and talks. So as you can see, this one goal, not having 2 goals, having one simple goal, it had an impact on all areas of my business. I now have sold thousands of books this year. I have hundreds of incredible world-building newsletter subscribers, my brothers. I have now 2 masterminds coming up this year. All of that stuff came from my walk and talk goal, from one single goal. And I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to set one goal at a time and to do that thing for one day and then do it for 2 days and then do it for 7 days and then do it for 14 days and then do it for 30 days and then do it for 45 consecutive days. And when you get to 45 into the 60 range, 45 to 60, I call it brushing your teeth. That's where the action, your one goal, is becoming lifestyle. In other words, whatever you choose to do, whether it's walking or copywriting, the one thing that you want to change or amend or improve this year, at 45 days to 60 days, all of a sudden it becomes like brushing your teeth. If I don't get up and walk and talk every day, it feels like I didn't brush my teeth. It's like showering or shaving. It's like it's automatic that I get up and brush my teeth every day. So then that's how you turn goals into lifestyle. And then what do you do after that? I set another goal and I make that happen. And that's all I had to do here. Like, I'll have a brand new goal. This goal took the entire year. It took 12 months. And now I'll set another annual goal for the same thing. But getting it to brush your teeth lifestyle takes 45 days to 60 days. So after I was walking and talking out here for 45 days, it was like automatic. I would get up every morning, splash some water on my face, pray, get my shoes on, drink 2 glasses of water, and I was gone. And like I said, I didn't even pay attention after a while. Marc-Andre would have to tell me what day we're on. But that's another lesson I learned and relearned again this year. What excites you more than just having one goal is the size of that goal. Like, what would excite you more? Like, if I had set a goal, if I said to my wife, Krista, I'm going to walk for 30 days straight and shoot a video. That's good, but that's not badass in any way. That's average, ordinary, and mediocre in my book. So what did I say to my wife a year ago? I said, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to shoot a video, and I'm going to send a video and serve other men for 365 days. She goes, a full year? I said, I'm not going to miss. She said, you're never going to miss. You're not going to miss when we're flying or traveling or vacationing. I said, I'm not going to miss. And she knows me. She knows that I don't negotiate with myself. She knows that I don't, cut corners. I don't lie to myself. She knows that I know it takes what it takes. So when I say something, I mean it. And it was interesting because that really excited me, the fact that it was a big goal. You know, I recommend you set one goal per year, or at least for the first 45 days. What's the one thing that's going to move the needle the most for you? And then make it a big goal. So, you know, it was my only goal was to walk and talk every day. That was my one goal. But here's the thing, it was a big goal. It was 365. It was a stretch. It was something that I don't know if anybody else has done it. I'm sure somebody's done it. But it was something that motivated me, inspired me. And I know it's one day at a time, but I had that big magnetic goal of 365. I can do it for a year. And, you know, you have to set that one goal, but it has to be a big goal. You know, what's more exciting, transformation or just tweaking? I'm a transformation guy. If I'm going to do something, it's going to be a big goal. So also something that I learned this year out on my road work is the power of just one more day. And the great Ed Mylett talks about this, about the power of one more day. When the bad wolf comes to see you, maybe you want to drink alcohol, maybe you don't want to go for a walk, maybe you want to eat that slice of pizza, or maybe, you want to skip your date night, or maybe you don't want to, copyright today. You just, for whatever reason, you're negotiating with yourself and you're negotiating with the process. This mindset and concept of just one more day was a real lifesaver for me to making this happen for 365. So here's what happened. On days where I didn't want to walk, I'd wake up in the dark and I'm fatigued, or I'm not feeling good, or I'm sick, or I've got pressure, whatever it is. I'm just not at my best. What I did is I would think of Ed Mylett's just one more day concept. And the perfect real life example is when, we don't have to say, okay, I don't want to walk today, but I can walk one more day. And that's the mindset, is forget about 30 days, forget about doing it for 3 more days. On the days where the bad wolf comes and you have one goal in the new year, you have one goal, and on that day, for whatever reason you don't want to do that goal, say to yourself, and it's only one goal you have to accomplish at a time, say to yourself, one more day. one more day. There's not one person who's watching this video who can't do their number one goal for one more day. Whether it's walking, whether it's reading, whether it's journaling, whether it's meditating, whether it's eating the right foods, whether it's drinking a gallon of water a day. I don't care what your one goal is for the new year, but when you get to that point where you're about to miss a day or you're about to negotiate with yourself, say to yourself, just one more day. You know, just one more day. Say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to keep my promise to myself one more day. And there's nothing on earth that you can't do for one more day. It's like when my daughter said to me midway through this year, she goes, Daddy, you don't drink alcohol anymore. And I said, no. I said, I've stopped drinking alcohol. I said, it no longer fits in my life. And she said, you're never going to drink alcohol again? And I said, sweetie, I said, I can't promise you that I'm never going to drink alcohol again. But I said, I will promise you this much today. I said, I will not drink alcohol today. Just one more day, just one more day. And even though I have every intention of never consuming alcohol or those poisons again, it's important to understand that it's that just one more day that'll get you through those bad wolf times. And remember, if you have 5 goals, you have no goals. If you're on a mission to do 6 things, you'll do no things. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having one goal as you head into the new year. You know what, I sit down for a couple of hours and I journal about my new year, my goals, what I want to accomplish. But you know what I spend all my time doing, walking and journaling and sitting by the fire this time of year, is I'm getting it down to one goal. That's the work. That's the hard work. You know, anybody can make a list of 11 things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do like this. I'm like fuck, you're going to do that stuff. If you have more than one goal for 2023, if you have more than one number one goal, you don't have any goals. So this was a real eye opener for my world builders, and simplicity rocks the day. And the thing is, in a year, the average goal, what's a goal? You're replacing a bad behavior with a good behavior. That's what goal setting is. You're taking something, a negative in your life, and you're replacing it with a positive. That's most goals, right? You stop drinking and instead you go to the gym. So negative, adding in positive. So that's what goal setting is. But here's the thing, and I think this is the most important, is that no matter what, like, you have to say to yourself, you have to say, okay, one more day for this all the time. But when it comes to goals, one is key. And that way you can focus on that one thing. Like when I do my journaling in the morning, I have the journal beside my nightstand. And in the morning I get up and I pray and I write down my one goal. And then when I go to bed, after I do my gratitude or before I do my gratitude with my wife, Krista, I write down my one goal. But here's the thing, just because you have one goal doesn't mean that's all you're going to accomplish that year. Most goals take 45 minutes to make them what? Brushing your teeth lifestyle. So that's the exciting thing. Like once you make it a habit and a daily ritual and a lifestyle, 45 days, 50 days, then you can move on to something else with a second goal. And then in another 40 days, a third goal. And here's the thing, when you do 45 days at a time, you get to the end of a calendar year and you've accomplished like 8 major things if you're committed to the brush your teeth 45, one at a time. If you start with 8 things, you're not going to accomplish anything this calendar year. I just handed you the pro tip of all pro tips to winning a championship, to losing weight, to stopping drinking, to improving your marriage, to improving your relationship with your children, one at a time, 75 shifts. My friend Dwayne Casey, the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, what's his motto? What was his motto with the Toronto Raptors? What's his motto with the Detroit Pistons? Pound the rock. That's the old Stonecutter's tale, pound the rock. The guy had a massive boulder in the Raptors dressing room, brought in this massive 10,000 pound boulder, And the theme that year was Pound the Rock. And that's the stonecutter's tale, where it's chip away. Just every day, a stonecutter comes to work. And he just chips away. He hits that stone 500 times. Then he hits it another 500 times. Then he hits it another 500 times. And he just keeps chipping away day after day. Chipping away. But here's the thing about pounding the rock is you can be chipping away and you can hit that boulder 10,000 times and you don't think you're winning and you don't think you're making any progress. And then you hit it. You hit that boulder that 10,001st time, 10,001 times. And what happens to that boulder? Boom, it splits open with the 10,001st hit. And what do you think most people, they give up at 1,000, they give up at 10,000 hits. Just when they're right there, they give up. That's the 99% ordinary, average, and mediocre. They give up just before they're about to win. They give up just before they're about to win, when the champion, the badass cleaner, the closer, the rainmaker, the husband, the father, they chip away, they pound the rock every day until, boom, they hit it, a stone cutter, and the stone, the boulder breaks wide open. And that's what I essentially did here with my one goal. Is I never thought about 365. I just put on my shoes and walked. And I didn't get myself all excited about what I was going to talk about. I walked and I talked from the heart, just like today. I just walked and talked from the heart. And then day after day, it was just walk and talk. Some of the videos were 15 minutes, some were 10 minutes, some were 40 minutes. Whatever I had to say, I had to say. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. You know, I was out here in the minus 23 degree Fahrenheit last January. The phone wouldn't work, the gimbal wouldn't work. I had to go inside and shoot the videos. I walked in the Florida June heat, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. So I walked anywhere in between from 98 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun. To here, the last day before we moved last year, minus 23 Fahrenheit. That was minus 31 or 32 degrees Celsius. This phone didn't even work. But you know what made it happen? Just one more day, pound the rock. Just one more day, pound the rock. Just one more day, pound the rock. There's nothing you can't do for just one more day. So here's what you need to do to make this happen. And this is critical. Whatever your goal, whatever you have planned for this new year, and you better have something planned. I mean, it's a great excuse to set one single goal that moves it. But remember, one goal, one mission. So over the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks here, when you sit down and you write and turn that phone off and get focused on the important here, sit down and say to yourself, okay, here's the different areas of my life. You know, you've got your family, you've got your wealth, you've got your health, you've got your business, you've got community service, you've got 5 to 7 areas of your life. And put down a goal for each one of those, okay? This is one goal for this, one goal for this, one goal for this. And then over the next 3 weeks, when you sit and listen for ideas in solitude or go walking, say to yourself, but what's the one goal I'm going to start with? Only one thing. Not 2, not 3, one thing. And make it the thing that's going to have the most impact on your life. Like I said, me walking and talking and shooting a video every day, it actually helped me in 15 things. It helped me accomplish, it helped me sell books. It helped me lose 20 pounds. It helped like walking and talking. What do you think that did? That helped my mental state. That helped my physical fitness. That helped me avoid coughs and colds because I was out in nature and fresh air. My mental health, my physical health, it helped, with my body, movement. It helped sell books. It helped sell newsletters. It helped sell masterminds. It helped me as a student because whatever I was talking about, by talking to you about it and teaching it to you, it made my retention better. So find one thing that's going to have the biggest effect, positive effect in your entire world. And then focus on that, and then focus on the process, not the outcome. like Saban, or like, you know what, or like us, 75 shifts. I didn't worry about 365 days. When I made that decision and I said to my wife, I'm going to be walking and talking for 365, from that day forward, it was just pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. And there were days where I was like, I don't know if I'm making any difference or anybody's watching my videos or anybody cares. And on those days, what did I say? One more day, Michael. You can walk one more day. You can talk one more day. And that's what I did. When I was sick, when I wasn't feeling good, when I was feeling lonely, when the bad wolf was on my shoulder, Michael, just one more day. You can do one more day. And you know what? I did one more day. And once I got out here and I walked for 5 or 10 minutes, I felt fantastic. I felt fantastic. Those are how you make those little wins. Just one more day. Just one more day. So there's your major pro tip that I was reminded about on this journey to 365. I want to thank you for joining me on these daily adventures down by the lake. I know I've shot these videos in Florida and Canada on the end of the dock in my office. But, I never missed a single day regardless, 365. And I look forward to continuing to, as much as I can in the new year. I'm not going to do it every day, but continuing to shoot videos when I have a passion or an obsession for an idea. And I want this to be a place where it's not a politically correct place. It's a place where I can walk and talk and be 100% candid and 100% authentic with you. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But that's my big distinction. That's my big aha for you heading into a brand new calendar year. One goal, man. One goal, not two. What's the one goal that you're going to make into your lifestyle? What's the one bad habit that you're going to replace? What's the one thing that you're going to accomplish in the first 45 days of this year? And then when that's been replaced, boom, you'll have a second goal. But one at a time. One at a time is critical. And like I said earlier, by the time this year is over, guess what? You will have achieved 6, 8, even 10 major goals one at a time. And you think that you achieved 8 major goals this year? Bullshit, you did. I mean, you got to be a top 1% of 1%er. So I'm just saying, I've just given you the formula to achieving 6, 7, 8 major improvements in your life this year. And how do you do them? One goal, 45 days at a time. One goal, 45 days at a time. One goal, 45 days at a time. So that's it. I'm just coming up here. I'm about 25 minutes from home, and we're going out to my mom and dad's this afternoon because my mom, we're having some birthday cake. My mom's birthday is Tuesday. She's turning 89 years young this Tuesday. So I'm excited to head out there this afternoon with Kristen Emery and some extended family for some cake with my mom and dad. I just want to remind you, you know what I gave myself this year for my birthday in June? You know the gift I gave myself? I gave myself the gift of becoming a better husband, a better dad, and a better consultant or businessman for you. And I did that in June by gifting myself a $150,000 mastermind. I'm in a mastermind, and it costs $150,000 for the year. And I'm in there with the best of the best. And that's the only thing I wanted for my birthday. What's the greatest gift I could ever give myself? Improvement, self-improvement, to be around better people, to grow, to contribute. Well, I'm not able to do that unless I'm also a serious student. I'm not able to do that with just books and newsletters. You have to be immersed. You have to be joined at the hip. So that's what I gave myself way back in June for my birthday. I said to Krista, I don't need anything for my birthday. I said, I'm going to give myself the gift of this particular 150K mastermind. I said, it's going to change my life. It's going to change our family's life. It's going to change my business. It's going to make me a better husband, better father, all that kind of stuff. So that was my gift, my birthday gift to myself this year. But here's the other thing. What do you think would be the greatest Christmas gift that you could give your family? What do you think your wife or your son or your daughter or your grandchildren, what do you think they really want from you for Christmas? And let me answer that question, and then you can give it some thought. The greatest gift I can give my wife and my daughter Emery is to become an even better man and a better husband in this year. And I have work to do. Okay, there's a lot of things that I miss. There's a lot of things that I whiff on. There's a lot of things I strike out on as a husband and a father. There's a lot of things that I don't do. There's a lot of things that I do. There's a lot of things as a husband and father I should do more of. There's a lot of things as a husband and father I should do, more of and less of. And I'm just growing and learning like you are. So what's the gift that in Christmas to make yourself a better husband, a better father, a better business owner? That's involvement in a mastermind like I have, my World Builders Mastermind, badassworldbuilders.com. Instead of giving your kids and your grandkids and your wife stuff that's forgotten like that, junk, whether it's, thank you, next one, thank you, next gift, thank you, next gift. Why don't you make the ultimate badass move and say to yourself, I'm going to give my family the greatest gift I could ever give them. I'm going to up level as a husband. I'm going to up level as a father. I'm going to up level as a businessman. I'm going to up level as a grandfather. I'm going to build the world of the dream of my dreams for my family. What greater gift on earth could you give your family for Christmas, the people that matter most to you, than you raising your game to an all new level? Making them say, oh my God, you're transformed. What have you done? Do you think any t-shirt or any diamond ring or necklace or any vacation or any of that stuff that we buy at Christmas time, do you think that that's going to have an impact on your children? Do you think that's going to have an impact long-term on your marriage? Do you think that's going to have an impact long-term on you getting your business to 6 figures and 7 figures where you can have freedom and personal sovereignty? No, it's not. But being involved in my World Builders program, which starts this coming week on Wednesday, that's an investment, a Christmas gift to your wife. That's a Christmas gift to your son, your daughter, your grandkids, and yourself like no other. I gave myself the ultimate birthday gift, a mastermind for me to be involved in. That's a gift for me to be a better husband, father, leader. So for this Christmas, what's the greatest gift when you're thinking about shopping that you could give your kingdom? What's the greatest gift you could give your queen? What's the greatest gift you could give your children and your grandchildren for years to come, generations to come? That's right, the ultimate investment in yourself. To hang out over the next 12 months with people that push you, that make you better, that make you uncomfortable, and that push you to be a better leader, that push you to be a badass king. You can apply, there's still time. badassworldbuilders.com, badassworldbuilder, I believe.com. You can also email Leanne, but the link is below. There's still a few spots left. It's a 12-month program. It's priced where anybody can afford it. But talk about the ultimate Christmas gift for you and your family this coming Christmas. An investment in yourself, you becoming the best version of yourself, and to stop making excuses in the next calendar year. Listen, do what I do every day. Make sure when you get home, you hug your children, you hug your wife, and you tell them how much they mean to you on this journey here. Man, one of my reasons why for shooting 365 days is I want to make my daughter and I want to make my wife Krista proud of me. And the only way I can make them proud of me is for me to help other people, to serve men like you. So on those days where I don't want to do it, you know, I say to myself, one more day, but I also say to myself, there's people watching. There's little eyes watching, whether they're children or grandchildren. Your wife is watching, your queen is watching, your associates are watching, your employees are watching, and you're the lead dog. You just either choose to lead or you don't. You either negotiate with yourself or you don't. You either trust the process or you don't. And you'll either build the world of your dreams in this new year or you won't. And it'll come down to you. You're 100% accountable and responsible for every win and loss in your life. I am and you are. There's no way around it. We're 100% responsible and in control of every result in our life. Make sure that you take responsibility for building the world of your dreams this year for the people that matter the most in your life. That's badassworldbuilders.com. Thank you for joining me on this trek. Set one goal. Set one goal. Set one goal. Write it down every day. Put it where you can see it. Eat, sleep, and breathe. One thing. It's the one thing you do first thing in the day. And set a goal for 45 days. Make it happen. Make it a lifestyle. Make it like brushing your teeth. And then boom, set another goal. Make it like brushing your teeth day after day. Boom, goal number 3. Make it like brushing your teeth. It's part of your DNA. Boom, goal number 4. And this time next year when we're talking, you will have accomplished 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 major things in your life. Can you imagine your world if you've made, honestly, 8 major improvements? Most people make this many improvements. Are you kidding me? You didn't transform 8 areas of your life last year. You didn't transform 5 areas of your life last year. You didn't even transform 1 area of your life last year. And if you did, you're a cleaner. You're a cooler, you're a closer. So imagine being able to transform 5, 6, 7, even 8 areas of your life, one goal at a time. The power of one and the power of one more day. The power of one and the power of one more day. There's nothing you can't do for one more day. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that'll change your life. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I got something really special next. One more day, one more day, one more time, and one goal at a time. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that will change your life. Be relentless.